Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Rochelle and we're gonna do something a little bit different. So before I went on my vacation, I kind of mentioned how I really wanted to participate in Summerween, and I kind of showed you some of the books that I had picked out. But around the time that Summerween started, it was also when I was going to be going on my friend's trip, which we call CozyCon, and we went to Tennessee, which there will be a vlog coming out for that. And based off of the votes that shown up in the poll that I did, it looks like I'm going to be doing a video that has both the vlog portion and the haul portion in it, so that should be coming out hopefully in the next coming weeks. But because I wasn't able to do anything for Summerween and didn't really do a lot of reading while I was on my trip, I thought that while I'm back, and since this weekend is kind of completely eventless, we don't really have any big plans, probably aside from vacuuming and doing some cleaning and stuff like that, I figured why not do like a little Summerween reading vlog, which should be a lot of fun. And so I have the books that I had picked out on my Summerween reading list, and I have them right next to me. So Dragon Fruit, I believe, was the one that gives me summer vibes in the cover, or includes something summer in the book itself. And then That's Not My Name is the one that has the night sky in the cover. And then Where He Can't Find You is the one that has 5 words or more in the title. And then Silence in the Shadows is the one that includes either like thriller or horror theme. So yeah, and then all of these books I will probably be reading at nighttime at some point. We are kind of starting out around 3 p.m. my time here in Colorado. So yeah, I'll probably keep reading but take some breaks, of course, for like food and showering and stuff like that to get in some cozy pajamas. So yeah, we will probably be reading at nighttime as well for this. But with that being said, we're probably going to start reading some of the books here. I have Cicero in my lap, who is just purring a million miles a minute, and now I need to figure out which one I want to read. Now I have Darcy Coates' last book in the Black Winter series, which part of me is like, I really want to finish the series, but the other part of me is like, I don't want to, because I don't want it to end. But I might save that one for last. So I think what we'll start off with is That's Not My Name. Dragon Fruit, I am finishing my buddy read with Nicole, but she did unfortunately get some sad news, so I don't know if we're going to complete our buddy read next week like we planned or not, but I'll still try to see if I can finish that, because it does kind of fit into the whole Summerween thing, and I'm about halfway through the book here, and it would kind of be nice to finish it. So this might be a palate cleanser in between some of the horror books. Yeah, I think what we'll start off with, and I just realized I don't have a bookmark near me, and I have a Cicero on my lap, so I'll have to look for like a receipt or something that's within arm's distance. But we're gonna start off with That's Not My Name by Megan Lawley. And just to give a little bit of an overview on what this book was, it basically is about this girl who wakes up on the side of a dirt road with no memory or how she got there, who she is, and the police don't know where she came from either. But then suddenly a man shows up and he's claiming he's been looking for her. He has like all of her information, and he's saying that he is her father and that the name of this girl is Mary, or so he claims. But yeah, we're not quite sure if like this person is her dad, if he does actually know her or anything like that. And I've heard that this book is really, really good. It's not too thick of a read, so I'm actually kind of curious to see how quickly it will take me to get through it. So yeah, that's enough of my little intro here, but yeah, let me get into reading the book. Okay, I have to just go and like interject and say I really do love reading like the dedications of the books as well as like the author's notes. Yeah, that's something I've really started getting into more as I've been getting back into reading this year. And it says, "For my dad, you would have been the most excited about this. I miss you always." That's so precious. Okay, back into reading now. so I am now over 100 pages in, and I'm on chapter 11. And so far this book is really good. So one of the pieces that I didn't pay attention to on the back of the book in the beginning is that there's kind of another POV, which is a girl, Lola. Like, she slams her car door and her boyfriend Drew thinks that she needed time to cool off because apparently they had a fight, but she disappeared. So there's kind of like two characters' names for this girl that get bounced back and forth. So the first one is Mary, which is the name that this guy is calling this girl that gets picked up on the side of the road in a ditch where she has like blood and she doesn't remember her name at all. And this police officer finds her and is basically like, okay, let's try to figure out who you are. And that's when this guy shows up and is like, you're my daughter, your name's Mary, here's like your proof of birth and all this stuff. And then on the other side of things, there's this character, Drew, who is basically getting pointed at that he killed his girlfriend, Lola. And she basically disappeared after this boat launch, which I'm kind of confused what exactly that is. But yeah, like, she disappears and everyone is basically thinking Drew did it. And Drew is the only one that's kind of like still looking for her and not thinking that she's dead at this point. And so yeah, we're kind of getting bounced back and forth between Mary's point of view and Drew's point of view. And so I'm not quite sure if like these are the same people, because like we're seeing that Mary doesn't have her memory anymore, but she's starting to get like these weird things that are popping up with Wayne, who is the person that claims to be her dad. He's like, oh, you're allergic to this. You like these colors and you're a homebody. You don't ever like to leave the house. And there's just like these weird things that she's kind of catching where she's like, wait, he said this, but it turns out I'm actually allergic to this instead. And just all these weird details. So yeah, it's very interesting so far. I'm probably going to take a break from reading for a bit and shower and change into some PJs and continue reading from there. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying it. The text is definitely a lot smaller than I initially thought. I feel like some of the books I've been reading lately have a lot bigger words, so it feels like it's taking just a little bit longer for me to read through it. But yeah, enjoying it so far, and I'll check in with you in a bit. Alright, so I'm around page 156 now on chapter 16, and the book is really getting good now. Honestly, like, I don't know if anyone else feels this way, but I feel like it's always so hard to like start off a book, but then once you get to page 100 or past page 100, then the book just flies by and it's so easy to get through. So yeah, I'm about this far. I have like this much left, and yeah, there's just like a lot of things that are popping up. A lot of stuff is progressing. And yeah, it's just really good, and I have a feeling it's gonna be very difficult to put down. So I'm probably gonna keep reading a little bit of it before bed and then probably finish it up tomorrow morning. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. Bye. Okay, I just finished reading this book. I've been basically nonstop reading since we woke up this morning, had breakfast, and then started vacuuming the house just because we haven't done that since we got back from our trip. And holy crap, this was so good. So good. I don't really want to talk about too many of the details because like I feel like if I compare it to certain movies or talk about it too much, I will spoil the surprise on this book, and I really don't want to do that because whew, so good. So many emotions. I yeah, I think I'm gonna rate this around a 4.5 star just because there was like a little piece at the beginning of the book where if that would have been checked, then this story potentially would have finished a lot sooner and things would have been resolved and some events would have never taken place. But of course, if that happened, then we wouldn't have the book. So yeah, I'm just gonna rate it a 4.5 star just because of that one moment that could have changed absolutely everything. But yeah, this book was really good. I know that there was someone that commented on one of my past few videos where I think I did a book haul and got this one. I think it was during that self-care video day, and they said how good this book was and they were not lying. So yeah, I highly recommend reading it. I'm glad that I started this one for my Summerween reading vlog because holy crap, so good. And I kind of mentioned this briefly when I started reading the book about how I usually read like the dedication for who the book is to, and I've started reading acknowledgements in the back of the book as well. That's something that I never really did before because like after I finished a book I was like, okay, I'm done, time to pick up the next one. But I don't know, something about it. I love reading those pieces now, and especially in the acknowledgments, kind of seeing the author's journey into writing the story as well as like, you know, who was supporting them for their journey while they were writing it. And I almost got emotional again because there is a part where the author was like writing this message for her dad and just like how he always believed in her no matter what it was that she was thinking about doing career-wise and how like obscene it might have been. And yeah, I got really emotional reading that. But anyway, love this author. Apparently this is her debut novel, so I'm definitely gonna put her on my radar and read anything that she puts out in the future because holy crap. This was so good. But yeah, I think now what I'm gonna do is probably put on some makeup because I need to film the haul portion of my video for the vlog for the trip that we took recently. And then after that, I need to figure out what I want to read next. I'm kind of bouncing back and forth between Dragon Fruit and finishing it just because I'm kind of halfway through, and considering it's around 12:30 here, I'm not quite sure how far I would get in another book. So maybe I can go and finish this one and then start one of my other ones for the Summerween reading vlog, which would be two different Darcy Coates books. So this one is Where He Can't Find You. It's kind of chonky. And then Silence in the Shadows, which is also chonky and finishes up the Black Winter series, which I am dreading finishing because I loved all the books so far. So yeah, I'm trying to think like if I were to continue the Summerween reading vlog for the weekend and if I should finish it or if I should kind of pull it a little bit longer until I finish these books. So we'll kind of see how things go. But yeah, I'm gonna stop right here so I can get ready and do my filming for the haul from my trip, and then we'll do some more reading in a bit. All right, bye. gonna do a little bit of reading before I have to hop on to work. And so far, this book is really good. I'm definitely getting very creeped out by it. But I feel like sometimes that happens where when I'm not sure if a book is paranormal or not, I really get a little bit more scared, a little bit more freaked out. And then as soon as I find out it's not paranormal and it's just like a monster or regular person, then I'm fine. So we'll definitely see how it goes. I'm kind of making a small dent in it, so yeah, we'll check in again. I'll probably try to read a little bit during my lunch break as well, and then of course once I'm off work. Alright, so hopefully the lighting is not too horrendous and the sound of the air purifier isn't as awful. I apologize, we are currently getting some of the smoke from the Canada fires here in Colorado, and because of my asthma, it's really making it kind of difficult to breathe, so I still have my air purifier on instead of the fan, so yeah, apologies if you can go and hear that, but I finally finished Where He Can't Find You. We ended up staying awake a little bit later so I could finish this chonky boy, and I think I'd probably say it was probably around a 4.5 stars. It was really good. It definitely scared me and had those elements in it, but I don't know, it still didn't feel exactly like a 5-star read for me. But one thing that I can say for sure from this is that Darcy Coates is definitely one of my favorite authors. I have enjoyed every book I've read of hers so far, and yeah, I just can't wait to read more of her writing. But yeah, aside from that, I think I'm going to continue reading Dragonfruit because, like I said, I'm like halfway in this book, and I was originally doing a buddy read with Nicole, and we kind of like pushed it off a little bit, so I'm hoping to, yeah, finish that this week because I think we're going to recap and touch base on our thoughts with the book. But I think with that being said, I'm probably going to wrap up the Summerween reading vlog here, and I think I did get a good portion of the prompts read. I did read in the dark, or at least in the dark for me, because as you can tell, I have glasses. I don't have the best of eyesight, so I usually had to read with the lights on at night. But I did that. I read a thriller or a horror. I read a book that had the night sky in it. I'm going to be continuing this book that is summer. Not necessarily a horror book, but there's some action in it, so let's just, say that counts. And yeah, so I think with that being said, I pretty much tackled everything in my makeup version of the Summerween reading vlog just because I was on vacation when the original one happened. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and if anything, maybe you're interested in picking up one of the books that I read. But yeah, I really enjoyed that. Definitely a lot of reading in a short amount of time that I'm not used to, but I had a lot of fun. So with that being said, I'm probably going to wrap things up here, and I have a few more videos that I need to work on editing, such as the trip video, and then I'm gonna need to put together my wrap up for this month, which went a lot better than I thought just because of the last minute Summerween portion of the reading that I was trying to do. And then we'll put together a TBR for next month. Oh, and the cats are definitely starting to wild right now. But with that being said, I'm going to finally stop rambling because I'm so exhausted right now and say goodbye. I love you all, and you are capable and worthy of amazing things. Bye, everyone.
Lazy Sunday mornings, hiding under covers. I don't mind staying in with you. Play your favorite movie, laying right beside me. I don't mind when it's just us two.